How are we doing? Okay, so I'm gonna today is a mission statement really. Um, so I've been threatened again with court action if I don't stop doing the videos. And I can completely understand where it's coming from. But I'll just say again that I will not stop. I will not stop what I'm doing. And I'm not scared of the courts, and I'm not scared of the police, and I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of the threats. Nothing will deter me from what I'm doing. Because I know it's right, and I know it's the truth, and I know what my intentions are, and the purpose is peace. Now I know how painful it is when the truth comes out. I know that more than anybody. But in the way that it comes out is important. Now there could have been lots of other different scenarios in the ways that what I'm talking about could have come to light, or not. And not one of them scenarios would have been a peaceful situation. So I am taking the opportunity on my shoulders to bring the peace in a situation that is very chaotic and very violent and is hurting a lot of people. And this is not just within my circle, it's not just within my energy. I feel like what I'm going through is like a little petri dish compared to what's going on in the wider picture. And I feel like in addressing what's going on in my little world, I am addressing what's going on in the bigger picture. So I'll just say why I'm not worried about courts and police and things like that, because they take an oath that they will uphold peace, and they uphold truth, and those I embody, and if anything, they should be supporting my truth and my peace. So I'm not trying to be rebellious or go against that kind of system. I was already on this journey years and years and years ago. I was talking about setting up community projects and having meetings with people in like 2015. I'd already been looking in studying mental health and spirituality and all that kind of jazz from my early 20s. I've been into culture and religion and indigenous tribes and all this sort of stuff for my whole life. Like it's cementing to me what I'm meant to be doing, why I am here, and I know that it's right, because the more that I do it, the more energy I have, the lighter I feel, the more I feel like the universe is supporting me. I know it. And I will not be deterred from this path. I will not stop. And I'm not trying to be a bulldozer and rip everybody's lives apart. That's not why I'm here. I've said in so many posts and so many videos that I will stand in the thick of the hurricane with anybody that is going through difficult times, and that is anybody. I will stand and hold your hand because I know how horrendous and painful it is. And I'm not bringing all this to light to hurt anybody, although I know that it is hurting people. Let me tell you. Okay, so when I was younger, from a really early age, I was drink driving. I had a really bad problem with drinking, as I've mentioned in other videos. And I didn't care about my life at all. And I was constantly drink driving. I have no idea. I must have been looked after in this period of my life, because how I didn't kill myself or kill somebody else, I have no idea. And I kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. And something dawned on me. I don't know, I was just, one day I woke up and I was like, I need to stop doing this because I am actually going to end up killing somebody, and I didn't want to have that on my conscience. I never said I didn't want to do it for me. I said it for other people. I said I don't want to hurt somebody else. But I'd been doing it for years. Not been caught by the police, not been caught by other people, not been caught by my mum or anything like that. Like, no one knew that I was doing it, but I was doing it all the time. And then as soon as I stopped doing it, and I decided, right, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore, I got done for drink driving. And it was the day after that I was driving, which obviously most people think that it's completely safe. And literally the police threw the book at me. I had to stay. They took my car. They locked me up, kept me in a cell overnight, did all the fingerprints and everything, like really went to town on me. They really made an example of me. And they were just completely disgusted with me. And I spent the night in the cell crying because I knew that I would have to tell my mum. And that was literally I felt no sorrow for what I'd actually done, or it was literally that I had to tell my mum the pain that I know that she would have felt, and the truth finally coming out. That was what I was crying about. Not the fact that I could have killed myself, not anything else apart from the pain of the truth coming out, and I would have to tell my mum. And so when I got out of the cell, I went home and I went straight to bed because obviously I hadn't slept. And when I woke up, my mum came into my bedroom, and obviously she saw what a state I was in. And I told her what had happened. And her reaction was just completely the opposite to what I was expecting. I thought she would literally have lost her marbles, lost her mind. And she didn't. She loved me. She loved me harder than she'd ever loved me before. She held me tight. She didn't shout at me. She didn't put me down. She didn't call me stupid. She didn't anything. She didn't anything that I thought the reaction was going to be. She just held me so, so tight and made me feel like everything was going to be all right. And in that moment, I knew that that was the right way to deal with anything. My mum was the most powerful woman. I'm gonna cry. The most powerful woman that I've ever been in the company of. And and it was peace. Peace and love that woman had. And it moved people. I have no idea in what sort of state I would have been without my mum. And in that moment, everything changed. Everything changed in that moment. Her love completely changed everything. And that is how the narrative will change. Because people can change. We are capable of amazing things if we support each other. If we stand next to each other and hold on to each other, we are capable of so much. And it's the same with children. Mistakes happen, but we are all learning. We don't need to have our hands slapped. We don't need to be called stupid. We don't need to be told that we're a bad person. We don't need to be called names when we do things wrong. That's not what we need. We need to be held. We need understanding. We need compassion. We need love. We need nurturing energy. That's how people grow. That's how people change. With the work that I'm doing, that's the energy that I bring. That's how we get through any problem, any situation. Understanding why we act the way we do, compassion for those actions. We're just giant toddlers acting out. We all want affection, we all want attention, we all want love, and we will do anything to get it. That's how we work. These storylines that people will never change because we're putting them in the box. We're telling them they're not going to change. We're not trying to understand people. We're trying to shove people out. There's whole groups of people that have been completely pushed out of society. How do you think they're going to act? I'm not saying love blindly. That's ridiculous. We must have safe boundaries. That's the only thing that my mum didn't possess was boundaries. She let people walk all over her. She put everybody above herself. Everybody. Over the years, I have become an absolute powerhouse mentally, physically. I don't need medication. I don't need a lot of food. I've been water fasting for God knows how long now. I've brought up my son pretty much on my own. I've proven so much to myself. I've proven that most of the stuff that is being taught to us is a load of shit. It's a load of crap. It's lies. There's so much that I have learned over the years, and in these last 3 years, I feel like I've become superhuman, and I know that sounds berserk, but I do. And I want to teach it everything that I know. And I don't have to read tons of books to know it. We have an internal compass, a guiding system that tells us when we are hungry, tells us how we feel, tells us if we're thirsty, tells us when there's danger. It all comes from inside. We are taught to forget about all of this information that comes from inside us. There's a million reasons why things aren't working in our society. There's a million reasons why our culture is breaking down. There's a million reasons why so many people are sick. And it all comes from a lack of understanding, a lack of compassion, and a lack of love for ourselves and each other. There's so many things that I want to talk about, not just mental health, not just spirituality, about how you look after your body, how you look after your mind, how do you talk to yourself, how you look after your children. It's all connected. It's all connected. Like, obviously, I still look like I'm falling apart. I'm still stressed out. I still am hardly sleeping because my son is away from me, and I'm living in a very stressful situation. But that doesn't stop me from feeling how worthy I am, or that I feel less about myself. I know what I'm worth. I don't need a partner or a big group of friends to tell me otherwise. And this is how you should feel. Your worth is not determined by anything outside of yourself. I've been celibate now for Is it 2 years? It must be 2 years. And I'm loving it. I am so misunderstood by everyone around me, and it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. I'm not here to be understood. The only person that needs to understand me is the person that I marry, because he's going to have to put up with me. And by the time that I meet him, my whole body will be new. Every cell will be new. Everything will be new. Like on paper, in society, I'm 38, so I'm past it. I'm single, so obviously I don't know, what do they say about old women? Like some spinster woman. And I live on benefits. So what does that all say about me? It's all bullshit. None of that's real. It's just made up bullshit. Boxes. Category 20, what is it? 28, 35 to 40, is it? Is that the category that I'm put in? It's bullshit. All of it's bullshit. I don't believe in diets. I don't believe in diet culture. I don't believe in gym culture. I don't believe what comes through my TV. It's all bullshit to make you feel shit about yourself. So you end up buying shit to make you feel better. That's what it's all about. Like talking the matrix and the red pill and the blue pill and all that sort of stuff. Like, spirituality is not something that's a million miles away. It's happening every single day. Choices. It's just about choices. I choose to be a good person. What is a good person? Integrity, peace, love, compassion, truth. I don't want to do harm to anybody on the planet. I wanted to get into, I thought, how can I make a difference? Get into politics and stuff like that. That's how we change things. It's not. It's not at all. It's a sellout. It doesn't even make any sense. It's a money-making game. They make the rules for you to break them so that they can take money off you. Like the cycles, it's just berserk. Patterns of behaviour, they all say the same thing. They all say the same information. They all make promises and it's manipulation. That's not how you make a difference. I've made, excuse me, I've made more of a difference to my community and difference to my life, loving myself, putting all my efforts into myself. I've started businesses, not just one business, businesses. I've started businesses. I've written books. I've published a book. I've made and designed so many things. I've done a podcast. I've done interviews. I've travelled all over. I've bought myself a van. I've paid for my house. I own my house. Whilst bringing up my son. Like, I want to teach you all this stuff. I'm not saying this to be something. I'm not. I'm sitting on a mattress on a floor. I don't have a lot of money. I'm scraping the barrel to get by every day. But that's only circumstance. It doesn't say anything about who I am. It doesn't say anything about my abundance. I've got so much abundance, I want to share it with everybody. I want to share all my skills. I want to start teaching people. I've got so much. But society is saying that I'm not worthy. I haven't got everything. It's bullshit. It's bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. I want to teach you all of this. I want you to teach you to rely on yourself. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't have relationships, and it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be in solitude and you should be like this super independent person. That's not the idea. That's not the idea. That's not the goal. The goal is to be happy. I don't need anything. I've given all my clothes away. I've given all my possessions away. I don't want for anything. I don't need for anything. Like I live on breadcrumbs every single month. Like, don't get me wrong, it's coming, it's all in fruition, but I have no intention of keeping that money for myself. I'm building a community business. Every penny that I've made has gone into it. Everything I've raised. The taxman hasn't got anything to come and get from me because I haven't got anything. I've given it all away. And I'm happy about it. When we shift our perspectives, when we change the narratives, everything falls into place. These broken lines of communication, the manipulation comes from fear base. Think about it, like even basic, the clothes that you buy, the car that you've bought, do you like it, or is it in fashion? Are you trying to manipulate people's perception of you for what you've got? Like, I had a massive epiphany about makeup years ago. Like, why do you wear makeup? Like, you're pleasing somebody else. You can't fucking see it. You can't see it. Like, what does it even matter? Like, fair enough, I'll take a picture and it's like, oh, I look nice today. Like, and this is just personally for me that I'm speaking. Like, I know that some people really enjoy wearing it, but what? Like, when you start undressing these things that we just rely on so much, that are just that are so ingrained in us. Like our body types. My body doesn't look anything like, has never looked like anything in a magazine. Never. Never, never, never. I've never seen a woman as muscly naturally as what I am. My legs are freaking humongous. My calves are bigger than most men's thighs. That doesn't fit in with any ideals. Like, what does that mean? That I'm going to have to be depressed for the rest of my life? Like, because my body doesn't look like everybody else? It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Like, even down to how much you're eating per day. You don't need 3 meals a day. Your body doesn't need that. You're not an athlete. Like this... Like, I am here on this planet to bring the truth to the situation. Things do not have to be like this. I'll just finish off by talking about what's going on at the moment. Like, and I'm not getting into like political debate or all the rest of it, but like, you have an immune system. Everybody has an immune system, right? You look after that immune system and you are unstoppable. It's that simple. And you can do it with no drugs, nothing outside your body apart from self-will. If this says that your immune system works and is fighting fit, then it will be. It's that simple. Get this in check. Get your gut in check. Everything will be sorted in your life. Honestly. Everything comes from within. Everything is internal. And I can't stress that enough. And that is what I am here to tell you. You do not need a relationship. You do not need a car. You do not need a house. You do not need loads of money. You do not need loads of friends. You don't need anything outside yourself to make you feel that you are worthy. It's all a lie. Honestly, this year is going to be humongous. I cannot stress enough the amount of energy that I channel for this year. This year is all about balance. It's all about bringing balance to the situation. It's going to be really, really hard work, but it's going to be the best year. I cannot even stress that enough. But we must work together. We must start listening to each other. We must start finding compassion for everybody's truth, because everybody's truth is true. I'm not talking opinions, I'm talking truths. And I'll just say again, if anybody needs any help, I am here. That's my little mission statement.